delusions of grandeur. Well, David, round about this time every night, we are expecting you to deliver some sort of story about words. And, well, what we're expecting is what we're going to get.
And, in fact, deliver is also a critical word, Richard, because I'm actually talking about a phrase that relates to pregnancy, and that phrase is up the duff. So when you are expecting a child, that is the Australian colloquialism. Also, a bun in the oven is the other one. And the link here is duff is actually a form of pudding, plum duff. And it's boiled in a bag most commonly. It's also known as Christmas pudding, that sort of rich fruit cake. It comes from the Old English word for dough, which is dah, D-A-H. And you can imagine a rising belly is much like a rising pudding.
And it's a phrase that may be Australian colloquial, but UK colloquial as well, goes back a long time?
Look, it is. And in fact, a prenatal club, a circle of women, is often called a pudding club. So there is that, the idea of yeast and rising is preserved in quite a few expressions. But it's not linked to the other word, duffer, which is a fool, again in not just Australian vernacular, but also in the UK. And this has a strong Scottish link with duffart, which is a simpleton. That's D-U-F-F-A-R-T. And it's also where we get the word, it's a convict slang for someone who sells trashy goods, often with the brand that has been altered, stolen goods or trashy goods, is a duffer. And for the same reason, it's someone in the old days who used to steal cattle and also alter the brand.
So a cattle rustler was also a cattle duffer.
That's right. In the Wild West in the US, it was a rustler. But here in Australia, amongst convict slang, it was a duffer.
Well, you gave us what we were expecting. Thank you, David.
Pleasure.
Let's look at the scores. Mark, 16. Jack, 17. Just 1 point between them. And Jack, well, let's see whether these next letters get your score beyond your age.
Well, let's hope so, Richard. Can I start with a consonant, please, Lily?
Thanks, Jack. P.
And another consonant?
N.
A vowel, please.
O.
Back to the consonants.
Y.
Another consonant, please.
R.
A vowel.
I.
A consonant, please.
C.
One more consonant.
T.
And finish with a vowel, please.
And last letter, U.
Time to think. How did you like those, Jack?
I got a 7, Richard.
7 sounds great. Mark?
7 for me as well.
Let's start with yours, please.
Ruction.
Ruction. And yours, Jack?
Country.
A couple of good 7s.
Excellent play. Good 7s, both players. Ruction, of course, is a disturbance related to that idea of eruption, if you like, a quarrel. And country is excellent and has a bit of a duffer flavour, as does pony in the first 4 letters. I couldn't better that.
So, 7 points, best to be found, and Mark and Jack, 7 each. Only 1 point between them. Mark, next letters.
Lily, could I please start with another consonant again, please?
Thanks, Mark. G.
Another.
S.
And again.
F.
One more.
S.
And vowel, please.
E.
And another one.
A.
And another.
Another A.
And consonant, please.
N.
And another vowel, please.
And a final O.
Here's the clock. How did you go?
6 that time, Richard.
6 for you, Jack.
Just a 5.
Let's have the 5 first.
Fangs.
And your 6, Mark?
Season.
Season. Happy, David?
I'm very happy because this was quite an awkward mix, Richard, and Mark did very well to get a 6.
What did you find in here?
Well, rumour has it that Assange is in there, but I can't confirm that. It's a proper noun anyway, but Susan, excellent play, couldn't better it.
Good stuff. Well done, Mark. 6 points. Well, our first set of numbers tonight were perhaps a little too easy. Jack, what will we come up with this time?
I'll stick with the classroom mix. Thanks, Lily.
Thanks, Jack. That's 1 large and 5 small. And our numbers: 4, 7, 10, 10, 4, and the large is 25. The target to reach is 980.
Let's head there. Well, Jack, I suspect those were at least a little more challenging. How did you go?
I couldn't get anywhere near it.
Nowhere in the scoring zone. Bad luck. Mark?
979.
979, just 1 off. Good stuff. Tell us what you did, please.
Well, 4 by 25 equals 100.
4 by 25 is 100.
Multiplied by 10 equals 1,000.
1,000.
Minus the 10, minus the 7, minus the 4.
Minus
which
the
adds
10.
up to 21.
Minus the 7, minus the 4.
So 1,000 minus 21 equals 979.
979, all done.
So, nice work, and only 1 away from the target. This did look like a bit of a tricky one, Lily.
Yeah, it was a little bit tricky, I think. Now, 25 by 4 is 100. And 100 minus 7 minus 4 is 97. By 10 is 970. And then plus the other 10 is 980.
Well, exactly. As you said, it may have been a little tricky, but that was no problem for you. Well done, Lily. And well done to Mark as well. 7 points. So our scores now: Jack on 24 and Mark is on 36 as we head for another break. Word mix this time: test, join. The clue: lighten up, why don't you? Back soon.